Boy. All right. Well, usually I'm talking finance, but today's video, this one's for me. So, just finishing up year 2 of YouTube, and I just kind of wanted to capture my thoughts and kind of get a little checkpoint video of where I'm at in my life right now. So, this video's not for everybody, and I'll just give you that disclaimer right now. 2025, crazy year. Crazy year from a personal standpoint, crazy year for the country. I mean, you gotta think like Trump's first year. So we had all the tariff tantrum in the stock market, longest government shutdown ever. 1.1 million people lost their jobs this year. And then from a personal standpoint, I've been in more hospitals and seen more doctors and specialists taking care of family this year than I ever thought I'd ever do in my entire life. So it was a tough year, but I wanted to give this YouTube thing a chance, and we're still going. We're still going strong. So we went over 1,000 subscribers. That's the point where you're supposed to monetize on YouTube, but the algo's changed on YouTube, right? So the views I was getting for my videos in the first year, I'm not getting those views anymore. I'm lucky if I can break 100 views on a video now, so the question might be, well, why keep going? So you hit the 1,000 subscribers, right? And then you need a certain number of watch hours. And they'll start throttling your views so you don't get the watch hour, so you don't get ad revenue. I don't have any sponsors, right? I have affiliate links and I have merch, but nobody's buying that merch. No one's buying that merch, bro. That's fine. That's fine. I bought my own merch. I like my merch. And then I got a few affiliate offers, and you kind of weigh them out. You see which ones kind of align with your messaging and your brand and your values. But so why keep going, man? So why year 2? The channel's clearly not going to go viral. I'm never going to be, Graham Stephan or Mr. Beast or something crazy. Why keep going? It's not going to monetize. I'm not funneling you guys to some business. And honestly, all that's kind of a conscious choice. Because if you start the wrong business, most people don't tell you this, but if you start the wrong business, you don't run the business runs you. And I kind of got myself in that situation with my Airbnbs. You can't really unwind a real estate portfolio as quickly as you might think. So we've been trying to unwind some of our real estate holdings and trying to invest more heavily into this AI stuff, some startup companies, into the stock market. I'm very bullish on the next 3 to 5 years of earnings growth in the stock market and some of the privately held stuff that I have. I was fortunate enough to buy into some of those companies. And I just wanted to put more money there. I see that stuff way outpacing any of my real estate holdings. And truthfully, the biggest difference between those investments and real estate is your stock portfolio is never going to call you up and say, hey, deposit $7,000 or the rest of your investment goes away. And that can kind of happen with real estate, right? You got to make those repairs to your roof, to your plumbing. You get burst pipes, you get, all sorts of issues, and you have to respond, man. You have no choice but to respond. And so I didn't really want to do the business thing unless it was something that really aligned with my values. So over the last year, I started doing CFP coursework, that's Certified Financial Planner coursework. And I was hoping to start doing coaching and eventually start actually sitting down with clients and doing full on financial planning and financial advice work with the certification. So that was the plan, right? And I've been working on it all year. I'll finish it up next year. And, you know, I still do coaching. I'm allowed to do coaching, but I can't officially recommend securities. I can't officially do planning. So I know all the stuff, but I can't do it in that official capacity. So I wanted that certification under my name so I could do that business. Uh, but as I've been kind of progressing through the coursework and actually looking at the program and, you know, the things that they kind of value and kind of that focus of financial planners, there's kind of like two different schools of financial planners. There's the registered investment advisors. These are the small mom and pop shops that are actually fiduciaries looking out for you. And then you have like the big banks, the big, you know, the Fidelities, the Schwabs, the Vanguards, that they're trying to sell you products, man. They're trying to get you into their fund products with loaded fees, get you into their advisory plan and charge you like 1% of assets under management. And honestly, all the heavy lifting for those big companies is done in the first year. And they're just collecting money after that. And like none of that really appealed to me. So, but I was considering, you know, doing that career pivot, using the CFP certification, going down that path, doing financial advisor work, being a financial planner. And, you know, who knows? I might still go that way. But the AI bubble, the AI boom, whatever your perspective is on it, it's got me spooked, man. It's got me real spooked about doing a career pivot right now. So there was a AI tool called Notebook LM, and you guys probably only just use ChatGPT, if that. Most people aren't playing with AI these days the way they probably should be because they're very powerful tools. But I was using Notebook LM to study for my CFP coursework. So I just plugged in like all the course material. You know, I plugged in the current rates for taxes and, you know, 401k, maximum contributions, Roth limits, you know, all the applicable numbers. And this thing was crazy. Within an hour, it was like a electronic CFP that I could give questions to. I can give my own personal finance questions to this thing, and it was answering like a free financial advisor. And I was like, this technology isn't even mature yet. You know, it's been 3 years since ChatGPT came out, right? So the fact that you could just plug in a few pieces of paper into it and then boom, you have a financial advisor is kind of crazy. And it spooked me, man. It spooked me. So, yeah. With all that said, I do intend to keep making the videos. I do intend to keep researching for these videos because even though I don't make money directly from the channel, it's made me a lot of money indirectly. So the biggest thing is just the mastery of the concepts, the mastery of the material has helped me make better financial decisions in my portfolio. So I don't just speak it. I'm a practitioner, right? So all that asymmetric investing stuff, all the invest 10% aggressively, all the sound financials, keep a steady base, keep your expenses low. I actually do all that stuff. And I think like one of the biggest things that I did this year that made me a ton of money was self-directing my 401k from my previous company. Like I had made the mistake of rolling it over into my new company's 401k. And in about March or May of this year, I actually self-directed that money. And it was a huge boon for my finances. And I actually started pushing my company to allow you to self-direct all of the funds. So I didn't have to watch half of my account growing like crazy and the other half barely growing. So yeah, like I said, this one's for me. Just kind of checking in, just giving you a pulse of what's going on with me, what's going on with the channel, what my thoughts are. And if you like the content, subscribe. If you didn't even watch the video, that's fine. Like I said, this one's for me. Keep getting 1% better every day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.